Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Minecraft series. Today's episode is episode 7 of season 13. And we are starting things back off on this small little island here. We flew over here to take a little look at the terraforming that we started doing in the last episode. Which we're going to continue on doing in today's episode. You can see we've started terraforming this area right here just a small bit already. We actually cut out quite a decent amount of land here as well in order to, give more space, breathe more space to this area right here. And I must say, now that I'm seeing it again, so to say, I do think it might be a better idea to actually fully cliff all of this. So up until like maybe this point, sort of, and then that is not gonna be cliff but more hill-like again. But yeah, just really make it all be a cliff so that it's continuing, so to say. Because I think it looks just a little bit weird to have this massive part of land and then cliff, and I think it would probably look a little bit cooler if this all here was stone. Now it's gonna be quite a bit of work, of course, but it should be quite doable. So yeah, and as I said, I think that will look probably the best. Oh, that was a pretty smooth landing, by the way. It will probably look the best like that. So I think it is worth doing it like that. And then we kind of get an edge right here, I would say. So that means we have to remove basically all of this land right here. Oh, I'm still in F1 mode. Hold on. There we go. No, he's already passive, but you know, you threatened me, so you deserve that. There we go. Anyway, I think making this all into a little cliff area right here would look the coolest. So that's what I'm gonna do. Going back a little bit on my plans from the last episode, but not that much that it's like a waste of time what I did in the last episode, I think. Because, well, yeah, I basically was already doing this, but just not with a clear plan, and now there's more clear plan, so to say. Oh my goodness, where oh, I just went to the completely other tab. Okay, I don't really know what will happen to the recording at that part, but I just accidentally switched like a lot of things up. Okay, that has never happened before. Anyway, let's just ignore it as well. So this is going to be basically cliff, right? And here it actually comes natural stone as well, which is quite nice. That makes my life quite a lot easier. But yeah, it will be cliff like this all the way to the bottom, and then we'll just have water here, and then we'll basically have a little bay here. So it will be cliff here as well, but then a little hill underneath it, but not in the way that I did here. So yeah, we gotta dig quite a large area out now in order to make space for that water, but that should be fine. It's probably not even gonna take that long. It's quite a big area, but not mega big, I don't think. And we only have to flatten it out. Oh, we are gonna have that problem a lot though. Oh, I guess it's on top of it. There we go. Yeah, that is unfortunately something that we do have to deal with here. But it is what it is. I guess I'm gonna work down, or for the top down, so to say. So I'm gonna like dig the highest layer first and then keep on going down all around. So I'm not gonna like dig out that area first and then this area, just all of the areas at the same time, but from the top to the bottom. I think that's probably gonna be the easiest way to do this. Now I don't really remember what the best way for me was to get XP in this version in order to, mend my tools. I think I at some point even started just killing the dragon, I suppose, in order to get more XP. That kind of worked, so maybe I will have to do that again. I don't really know. As I said, I don't fully remember. I do remember that we were kind of struggling in this build with XP, since enderman farms cannot be built in this version yet. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to do that again, I suppose. But that's fine. Anyway, let's continue on digging all of this out. There we go. And make it all nice and flat. There we go, look at that. And then the more stony it gets, the less I really need to do, because of course we'll be terraforming it into stone as well. So yeah, that actually makes it a lot easier for me. And around here, I guess I kind of want to like make it merge again. So this is kind of the area where I'm gonna stop digging as much. So that it's really this side that's gonna be a cliff, and this side is kind of gonna be land already, I suppose. So, yeah, wait, is auto jump on? No, okay. I was about to say. I was a bit shocked for a second. Alright, something like this I think will be good. So, from this point, it's... Oh goodness. There we go. It becomes... Oh no, alright, it's starting to do it a lot. I am also full in my inventory, so let's quickly dump away all of that dirt. There we go. Grab all of the blockies. Nice. And this is gonna be interesting to say the least here, but that's fine. So now all of this can still go. So let's just focus on that. And then we can waterify it all in a second here. So yeah, that little area will become stone. That kind of makes sense already how it is. I am gonna dig into this little chunk here, so to say, if you want to call it that. Of blocks, so that it's not just completely flat. I of course don't really think that looks the best, so to say. So, the exact one block I couldn't reach. There we go. Now the question also is, do I want all of this to be water here, or do I actually want a little bit of land at the bottom? That I am not completely even certain about, to be honest. It's all a bit finding my way here, so to say. Since, you know, I've really not terraformed in a long time, so really seeing what I want it to be right away, right now, is actually a little difficult. Let's fly over here real quick, put that away, there we go. But yeah, it looks, that part actually looks pretty good. I think I just really want it to be completely a cliff though. So all of this is gonna go as well. And then, as I said, that is gonna kind of be a cliff there, but then all of a sudden just land, so that I think is good. But this I think still I want it to be water. So yeah, we gotta continue digging here. Let's quickly sleep away the night here and drink some water. There we go. And there we go. Alright, we do have to dig into this as well. Just a little bit. For it all to make sense. And since I can still reach this area now, I feel like it would be a good idea to start clifficizing it a little bit, or stonifying it, so to say. Because I can actually reach it quite easily now. And now, what we're kind of gonna be having here is that instead of building it, I'm kind of gonna be carving it out of the mountain, or out of the hill, so to say, which is pretty cool. So we actually get like a reverse effect here, where I'm more so digging away at what already is there, than I'm actually expanding on it, so to say, which is quite fun. There we go. But yeah, now, once again, I wanted to cut inwards a lot more. So we kind of had that dent already going on up there. I want that dent to be way more now, in order, or for when it goes down, so to say. Hold on, my headset, there we go. So yeah, I wanted to really carve inwards now. I think that would be quite cool. So like this. There. And we just start carving it out kind of sideways now, so to say. And I can really just kind of do this at random, I suppose. Which will make it look more natural out of itself, because I'm not planning on exactly how I'm cutting it. I'm just kind of cutting it on the feel, so to say. Which I think actually helps me here, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm just cutting on the feeling here. There we go. Big chunks can of course be removed a bit quicker. There. Just something like that I think will actually look pretty cool. And little nooks and crannies like that will only make it better, I suppose. So yeah, we need to remove a little layer here in order to really start seeing it a bit more. So yeah, when you start getting it like that, it's pretty cool. Now I do need to manually add some more detailing here, so that it's not too straight on some fronts. But I kind of like the way that it's going already, if I'm gonna be honest. Like just a little bit more of a rounding shape, so to say, going on here is good. But I don't need to do nearly as much than as I had before, so this is nice. A little bit like that. And that, there we go. Alright, let's get carving again a bit more. There we go. Uh-oh, another creeper. And another ghost block. Oh my goodness, there we go. So yeah, I really want it just to be carved in all the way here. Let's remove all of this first, so that I have a little bit more clarity to work with, so to say. There we go. Pretty good for my stone supply here as well, which is nice. Very nice, actually. And here we can shave it down a bit more again. There we go. There. Boom. And boom, there we go. So yeah, now start having a bit more of a feel for it. Like that. Yeah, and now I'm kind of wondering, right? Should I actually just make the top part not be bolded like that anymore? Because now it is making less sense. Because, you know, it's going in, out, in. And I feel like I probably should make it just all go in and not in, out, in. If that makes any sense, what I just said. So that means that if I can fly, oh my goodness, wow. Alright. If I can fly up here, I'm gonna cut into this a bit more again. So like that. And basically make it not stick out as much. And maybe add some more like thickness up here. So that it is all more straight. How am I too far away from the beacon? Okay, I was about to say. I'm not that far away, I would say. So yeah, we add more thickness here. And then we remove it here so that it is more flowing down to the area we already had made below. And there we go. So we kind of don't want any area to stick out anymore. Actually this, boop, boop. Like so. And so. And there we go. Let's see. We need to make it so that basically no point is really like sticking out like that anymore, right? Because then it looks like it's coming forward. Well, it is just coming forward and then going back on itself again. And that is the whole thing that I wanted to remove now from what we got going on, so to say. So yeah, there we go. And I think I've done it basically all around now. Or at least at most points. If there's a little area where it's not done as perfectly, or this is just an area where it has a little bit of a coming forward point still, that's okay. It doesn't need to be completely perfect, of course, but a little bit or a lot less is better than what we had before, so to say. So yeah, boom, boom, and like that. I think I want that on all the way up there, and there we go. I think that ought to have done most of it. I might need to, yeah, for example, that little area right there. That's just a bit much, right? A little too much of a woobly boop going on. So we just go up here and we remove that little woobly boop, so to say. And I think like that it will look way better. There we go. Alright, let's once again take a little flight away from it. Yes, I like it more now. It is a little bit straight on this point now, of course, because, well, we just straightened it out. Is it bad, though? I don't really think so. I don't think it's, like, bad straight. It's a lot of straightness. Like, this could be a bit thicker, and then this will be thinner automatically. And I think I should be doing that, so I just need to go up here and add some thickness to this area, so to say. So to this part of the build, or well, not build really, but to this part of the area, we can add some more stone, or the stone droops down lower, so to say, so that the next layer of it will be less long. So this part becomes longer, making the next layer less long automatically. I think that makes sense. I hope. So yeah, like that. And kind of once again come back on that point of not letting the dirt really fly in the air. I think that is actually good. So like this, this, and this. There we go. This is better, I think. Right. It's quite funny how difficult it can be to do this when you're, of course, so up close. It's like I cannot see how it will look in a second from further away. So, you know, that's really where this challenge comes in. Like, what am I actually doing, right? You never know for certain. Am I doing the right thing here, or am I actually messing it up a bit more? You know, always interesting. Let's see. It's also going to be difficult to transition into that area, but hey, we don't have to worry about that just yet, I guess. Kind of like the rough edges every now and then. This is said, this area down here now needs a little more droop. So let's remove this pillar. There we go. Oh, there we go. And now we go underneath it here and just add that a little bit. There we go. I think this might have actually already been good enough. Let's see. One more time, further away. Yeah, okay, I like this. I like this a lot. It also looks like this definitely needs the same treatment, right? Like that's how it's starting to look now, which is a really good sign, because that means that my way of having designed it now is starting to look better than the actual natural cliff designs, let's say. So that's good. That's a good thing. So yeah, we're gonna start digging all of this even more down, of course, now. And the more down we go, the closer to the ravine we also get, which is quite fun, but whatever. So all of this goes, and then we can cut down just a tad bit more here into the mountain, right? Now, I still wanted to go down to sea level, but we could have a little area like this still. Just not, of course, all the way out here, but it follows the ravine, the cliff, so to say. So let's quickly sleep away the night again, drink some more water. There we go. And I actually think it would be better to make it all out of sand, make it kind of look like a beach. But we'll come back on that later when I have like a lot of sand. I think that makes sense. I actually want to maybe cut down this area just a little bit more. So that it's a little bit smoother with this area, so to say. So a little bit less rough. Just a bit. Not too much, because I kind of like it. That it's like, you know, coming forward again a bit more. But just a tad bit. So just this area right here, we're gonna shave it off of the cliff that was naturally here. So there we go. And while we're doing that, we're gonna make it more cliff-like again on these parts. So like this, boom, boom, boom. And now this once again will be quite difficult, because I am of course very up close, so I cannot see all that is happening, but I can see some stuff, right? So that's fine. So kind of like this, we want to start cutting down. There we go. And there we go. There. Right. This is quite tricky, I must say. Really judging where I should cut into the mountain next, so to say, right? The haste actually sometimes doesn't help with this either, because sometimes you just carve off a little bit more than you kind of hoping to do. But hey, I like this. I like this challenge that I am having right now. So yeah, I think like this is good. Now, of course, we still need this part of the mountain or cliff to also be cut down. There we go. And I think like this is actually good, right? Yeah, I like it like that. I do. Oh, yes, nice. Alright. So like this, it starts cutting down here. So that these are kind of like interlinked here. And then we start cutting down there. There we go. Mine all of this out real quick. We definitely don't want any gravel here. Yes, okay, this is coming together now, I do believe. Of course, as I said, I'm really close to it, so I don't know for certain how it's looking from further away. But I have a good feeling about this little cliff area I made here. Maybe this goes a bit more droopy like that. And then it starts cutting down like so. There we go. And then here we start cutting down into that. And look at that, there's the natural terrain again, right? And it kind of actually looks quite flowing, I would say. At least from where I'm standing right now. Have to see it from further away in a second. There we go. Boom. Okay. So now this is all more linked up with each other. Now I do think right here it probably needs some dirt, and I kind of like it that it's like underneath that just a little bit. Like that, just a slight bit underneath it. I actually think that is cool. Like a little detail. We don't want to add that too many times or anything, but just that one time I think is actually quite good. And this will fill up like that. And then can I just almost did it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Boom. Right. Maybe make that one. There we go. There we go. I like it like that. Of course, here. Oh no, don't place the water. Here we're gonna be making all of this transition also in this part. So kind of what we're doing right now is just practicing for that, because this one is probably gonna be a bit easier since I'm kind of more carving into the terrain than actually creating the terrain myself, so to say. But yeah, this is a good little experiment, a little warming up, so to say. So let's see. Of course, this still needs to be flowing looking. So every now and then I need to add in a couple of blocks that I accidentally removed. Or F on hand side, or whatever the word is, want to place back, so to say. I don't think any of that made any sense, but that's fine. Right, so for now, this all needs to go as well. So let's just get going with that. Actually, also I'm gonna quickly relog here in order to see if I'm not leaving behind too many ghost blocks. Oh, that's a shocker. Not a singular one. As far as I can tell. Maybe that one. There we go. Alright. And so now we have to decide how much of this land we want to continue here, right? Oh, I think we have 2 songs playing again. Ah! Oh. 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 There we go. Now that one will play for a little while. Whatever. Ah! Oh my goodness. Alright, there we go. Wait, no, there's still 2 songs. How is there still... Oh. Okay, we just gotta play for a little while without music, I guess, or any sounds. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It started taking over. Okay, we have a lot of shulker boxes filled, or a lot of items now, so they're kind of getting full, which is fine. I'm just gonna make a little normal chest because I don't need a lot of shulker boxes filled with dirt, to be honest. I could just fill normal chest and it will be fine. There. Wasn't the prettiest thing I've ever done with the blocks here, but that's fine. So we're just gonna create 2 little double chests here. Gonna plant them like right here. And just start filling them with all of the extra dirt we get now. Because it's getting a bit much. Alright, maybe we're safe now? No. No, we're not. We are not safe yet. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Alright, there we go. As I was saying though, before all of that happened, it's now for me to see what am I saying? What am I going to do here, right? Like how much of this land is going to continue into this part? That's the question, so to say. And I might want to start doing that all quite soon as well, since, you know, then I can really shape it up. And also I think it shouldn't just stay one level. It should kind of just be going up maybe a little bit and then transitioning from here into dirt, so that it's kind of interchanging with this, so to say. I don't know if that's the right word, but it kind of goes up from that level down there all the way to here, so to say. I think that will make sense. So it becomes more and more land mass right there. So I'm actually going to go ahead and look if I have any sand anywhere. Also, maybe... Nope. Alright, that's unfortunate. Do we have any sand here still? This is, of course, the first place I'm going to look. I don't really remember where else I would have stored it if I have any extra sand. Don't really know much of anything anymore about everything. But oh well. Maybe in this one we have a semi-storage system in here, of course. Oh wow, that was fancy. Did I not have a sand chest? Like any at all? Okay, we'll just go ahead and mine some sand, I suppose. Although my shovel is not in the best condition, I don't want to waste my shovel on that. So we'll just make a new shovel real quick. Grab a little diamonds. Achievement! Diamonds! Oh my goodness, I finally got them. Do I not have any wood anywhere here? Okay, we have a little bit of wood there. How's this doing? Oh! Ah, that's better. That is better. Alright. Boom. And I also want a sugar box. Oh, I don't have an end chest here. I believe I have one either here or in the other house, but here as well, so that's cool. I want that, and I want that. I need some more rockets. Ah, there we go. And I want this because I want a little sugar box. There we go. Now, do I have any extra torches here? I do have a little bit of torches, I guess. But not that many, that's fine. This will probably actually be quite good. Because then I can just, you know, torch mine some sand. Which is probably better, because, you know, the shovel will not insta-mine and stuff like that. So let's just go here, where I've already mined a bit. It's torch mine a little bit. Because why not? This should be pretty good, right? For sand rates. I don't think I need a huge amount of sand either. Like just a little bit, I suppose. There we go. I don't know why I still bothered with placing the other torch, but there we go. Then I can just place down some water. While that's doing its thing, we can sleep away the night here. There we go, drink some water. And bimbalabobbilabop. Just like that, we already have... How much sand? Ah, a little bit over a stack. I don't think that's horrible. Let's just make lines like this so that I can really easily get rid of it with my water. There we go. And then I water it. And I basically get all of them back. Nice, that works pretty well, right? I would say so. Now why are you... Okay, we'll start going in a different direction now. Oh. There we go. Would it be faster with a high efficiency shuffle? Absolutely. But my shuffle would just go down in durability way too quick for what it's worth. And then, you know, I would have to repair it, and actually I wouldn't save all that much time in the end, because I had to repair it, and that takes time as well. Right? So, it makes sense to do it like this. I think at least. It does. And it's not terribly slow, it's just not fast. And as I said, I don't think I need like 1,000,000 sand blocks or anything. I hope not. Don't really know though. We'll find out. I think for now I'm gonna call it here though. So there we go. Yeah, we got a pretty decent amount of sand, I would say, right? I really didn't need a shulker box for this, I know. It is what it is. There we go. Alright, let's fly back now. And go to business. Ooh. Quite a flight here, isn't it? Alright, there we go. And yeah, this is gonna look pretty cool, I think, though. So, what we're gonna create here is basically a little beach area, right? And that means that this is all gonna be sand instead of the dirt. So let's get rid of it first. Actually, let me grab my good shovel again. So a little bit here, a bit here, right? And it's gonna start getting more and more sandy as we get into this territory. But not a lot, just a little bit, especially in the beginning. It's just gonna be a little bit of sand here. And then it starts transforming over to this area. So yeah, we just... Of course you have to keep in mind this will all become water here as well, right? So then it will actually make sense. Right now it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's fine. We can have little cut-in areas like this right here, where it's a little bit more straight, or even going back inwards, so to say, a bit. So like this, and then here. Like so. And then we slightly keep going upwards with the sand. The more we go into that direction right there. And then by the time we're like halfway, it starts becoming a bit more like dirt. And then it will go up more and more until we're all the way over there. And then it just kind of becomes a full-on landscape, so to say. So yeah, we go over here. Here we actually have like full dirt. And I think this will actually be pretty good. So this is all going to be stone. So it's still going to be cliff here, right? Because the cliff comes like down all the way to this point. And then maybe here it will start being a bit more like the cliff we already had going on. And then here it is a bit more dirt-like again. So like this. And then like this. Like that. Oh my goodness, it didn't even remove that bit of dirt. There we go. Like that, right? Something along those lines. And this goes up all the way, so to say. There we go. We cut down this a little bit. There we go. And there we go. I'm thinking, how exactly do I want to do this, right? Because it's not gonna be as easy as I'm making it sound right now. I know that. But I guess this is where we start really having the land be land again. So there's just a little haven, so to say, before the cliff. And I kind of wanted to run in like that. I think this is pretty good, because then this is where the natural slope was already anyway, so we can really just connect it up to that point, like so. Yes, I think this is the way to go. So here we'll have just a little extra bit of land, and it all looks natural again. And there's just a little curvature of the dirt. And then it slowly transitions into a cliff that we're gonna make right here. That's just gonna be kind of, yeah, gonna be there, so to say. I don't know. I don't know how to otherwise say it, but it's just gonna be there. And this continues on for a little while longer. We make this all be a little bit more like that, right? And then over here it starts all going down a little bit. So we cut out this. Oh, there we go. We cut out this, and this is where we're gonna start following the natural curve again, which is gonna kind of go in like there. So this is all gonna be gone. There we go. Boom. And this we're gonna replace with dirt. So like so. Okay. Boom. And out here, I think we're gonna transition it to be a bit lower again. So like so. Maybe not even that. And like so. There we go. So it's slowly getting lower and lower, right? This is where we remove that bit. And it becomes lower even more. And this is also where it's gonna really stop being land below it. So this is really, actually, we might actually go lower a little bit more here as well. This is where the last bit of dirt is going to be before it becomes sand. And then after that point, it's just going to be water. So like so. Boom. And then the last bit before it touches water is all going to be sand. I think that is a good way to do it. I hope. I am hoping here that that is going to be cool, so to say. There we go. It goes down to that level. And this is where it stays. And maybe it sticks out in some points a bit more than others, right? That's fine. Just like so. Cut down even more of this. There we go. This can all be gone as well. And then at the final layer, I need to empty out my inventory a bit more again. There we go. Little random bit of bobs. There's a lot of dirt there already, so I'll just put all of this away. There we go. Alright. This is gonna be very interesting. So here now we start transforming it into sand, really, as it already is kind of sand here, right? This will just continue on with this. So a little bit of that here, here and there, and then slowly but surely it all just becomes sand, and the next layer will basically be fully only sand, so to say. Oh, I put down a bit too much of my stone. Go. So yeah, this part, it's all gonna be sand. Let's see, we do need to make sure that it of course doesn't fall down here. That wouldn't be all that handy, now would it? But yeah, there we go. And it's just a bit of sand. Not much on this layer anymore. Really not much. This is actually already a bit too much. And then the next one is just a little bit of it as well. Really not too much, as I said before. Not too much, but just a little bit. So that it makes sense with the water then being there. It's kind of like a beachy area, right? Kind of like a beachy area. There we go. Boom. Here we have our first bit of water even coming in. And it's just like that, just like this is. It sticks out every now and then just a little bit. It's really not all that much. It's just a little bit. I think something along the lines of this is gonna be quite decent, honestly. Yeah, actually this is good, I think. And so here it continues with the sand, connecting it all the way up to this area that we already started working on before, right? So now we just need to make a connection between the two here. Boom, which really shouldn't be too difficult. It even goes up and down a bit again here. I think that might be quite cool, even. So it goes from that to that, and then to that again. And then here and there we have a little bit of sand piling up, right? It's not much, but just a little bit, maybe a bit like this, there we go. Let's sleep away the night real quick, drink some more of my water. There we go. Boom. And yeah, it creeps up every now and then, but really not that much, just a little tiny bit, let's say. And then, yeah, actually kind of like how it's already starting to look now. I think maybe these need to be like that, and then this like this. Just a bit of that there. There we go. And then I think that actually has a pretty natural looking vibe to it. So now it's really just about time to start cutting out all of these. Okay, I knew it. There we go. Ooh, I saw a little buggy screen for a second there. But yeah, now we're gonna cut out all of this and it's gonna transform into each other. So it's... once again, I do want it to be so that there is more than one layer of water here, of course. So that's gonna be interesting. We need to create more depth. But how I'm gonna do it this time around, I'm first of all gonna cut out all of this here. There we go. So that I really have all of the space that I need in order to do my work, so to say. There we go. This all be gone as well. Nice. And now I'm actually gonna sandify. Oh my goodness, there we go. Sandify this down here as well, so that it does actually feel solid, so to say. And it doesn't just go straight into stone underneath it, right? Because that would make sense. So it's immediately gonna be sand underneath it. Like all the way around. So all the way to here. Just like it's doing here, by the way. Like really just doing the same effect as already happens with normal generation. We're not doing anything all that crazy that's different. Just making sure that it's all looking natural. I want it to be looking a little bit better than natural generation, but it doesn't need to be all that much more crazy than natural generation. I'd rather have it look exactly like natural generation than weird handmade generation that doesn't make any sense, right? So I think taking inspiration from the natural generation and trying to add on a little bit of something is good, but not go overboard. So yeah, now we cut out all of this. There we go. Let's for now just block off the dam. Cut out all of that. There we go. And then we cut it down even more here. So that there's really just a little dip here, so to say. It kind of goes up and down again in here, which it does every now and then. Like, this is naturally generated here, it did it also, right? So that makes sense. And I think we want one more little bit of sand where it is still going down. And then after that, it's okay if it starts turning into stone, I think. Then it will be fine. So like here, there we go. Just a slight layer of sand still. Not much. Cool. Really even less than the last one. Only like filling in the corners, so to say. So it's not even like fully filled. It's just one singular blocks every time. Like so. And then here it's a bit more dirt that I don't care about. That's fine. And here we just generate more hole. With it being deeper around the ravine than it is around the sand. So here we go down a bit more, making it really fall into that, right? And then on the edges, like right there, that's already deep enough, probably, for it to look natural. There we go. So yeah, that's good. go. And there we go. I think we might be ready to open the floodgates almost now. Just a bit more detailing around the edges here. And maybe a bit more depth, like right there. There we go. I think this is good. I think this is good. Alright. So, now we open the dam, so to say. And see how it will flow in there. It's gonna be a bit tricky, but that's fine. So we just do this, and we start cutting it all open. There. All of this be gone. There we go. Maybe a bit more sand around here at the bottom as well. I still have a little bit left. I kind of perfectly got a good amount here, I would say. In terms of sand, like I didn't get too much, but definitely not too little either. So I'm happy with that. Because now I can just do a little bit of this still without it hurting me. There we go. So yeah, now this just needs a good overflow. Now, do I want to remove some of this dirt part? I guess so, right? It doesn't make complete sense for all of this dirt to be here. So let's remove at least some parts of it. Just like so. Aha, I can see you're still there. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Ah, nice. Alright, and I kind of like this natural occurring dune, so to say. So we're gonna keep that one. Okay, boom. Now we gotta fill it all in, which is gonna be very interesting. I think I'm gonna go around the edges here first. Because then I can kind of see where it's going wrong later. I am hoping this is a good tactic. I have no idea. When I did this before with that smaller segment, so to say, it was all working quite well. Like when I was doing it before, I had a good tactic apparently going on. I was just doing something, sure, but it worked. So yeah, well, take that. Oh, I just saw that squid. That squid just deep dived into there. Oh my goodness! Oh, that was amazing. Oh, I cannot believe I just saw that happen. Okay. Oh, that shook me a little bit. That squid just completely nosedived into the hole. It's not generating. Are you kidding me? Whatever. And here we are. There we go. So now, at least those. Another one is doing it. I've created quite a weird pool of things going on there, I suppose now, which is quite funny. But yeah, now this is going to be a little bit more tricky because the hole is like way bigger than last time around, which is annoying. There we go. How on earth am I supposed to do this? Okay. We start at the lowest layer again. Actually, I need some more water, so let's just grab some from there. We create a water pool right here, right? Like that. And then we just start making it all around. Are you kidding me? What happened to my water pool? What? It was infinite a second ago. Okay, let's just make an infinite here, I guess. There we go. There. Okay, that's better. There we go, there we go. And I guess I should cover up the thing here again for now. The ravine. So that I can at least attempt to eventually make it all actually steady water. And then I can later on dig out all of the dirt here, right? That's probably the way to go. Yeah, I think I should have just done that from the start, to be honest, because now there's annoying water everywhere, and I did not have to deal with that if I did this smarter. But hey, you live and you learn. You live and you learn, baby. There we go. Makes this kind of obsolete, of course. There, there, there. I'll just put it like this for now. Oh, I'm gonna drown. Let me swim. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just gonna cover up that part. Act like it doesn't exist. There we go. And then this is where it's gonna start, right? Okay. I think what I'm doing right now makes sense. I don't know for certain. It's hard to tell, okay? Sometimes it's hard to tell. I guess this here needs to be filled in anyway, because it doesn't make much sense right now. So we're gonna do that. Just like so. And this I will leave like this so that I know that it's gonna stay like that. There we go. Would be great if I had like slime blocks for this, because then this would be way clearer what needs to be removed later and what not. But hey, oh well. Life isn't perfect. Okay, I can stand on this. Take a little flight, please. There we go. Sleep away this night real quick. Boom. And drink some more of my water. Cool. And now we can continue on with our little project here, which is almost done. Just a couple more blocks to fill in here. And there we go. Okay, cool. So now we start out once again with creating infinite water. Right here, like so. We make it spread all the way to over there. Which I believe it should now be completely water, right? Yes. Then we extend that to this layer, like so. That immediately almost did everything for me. Now I just need to extend the water to right here. Which I don't exactly know where to start, but we'll get there soon. There we go. There. And that almost cleared it all immediately. Look at that. Nice. So now this layer is completely waterified. if you want to call it that, I suppose. Which might be a good point to remove just this. I think it's a good idea to remove this now. Because that shouldn't mess it up in the future, I don't think. And now I can easily reach it, right? And still actually see what I'm like doing. So I know what I'm removing right now. I think this is probably the smart thing to do. There we go. So yeah, that looks pretty cool now. Now there's just a hole there, right? I think that's a nice little detail to have going on down there. And now we just do the same principle to this area. So we start all the way over here. Make it out to there. Just got some water from here. Now this is infinite. Then we bring it to there. That we bring to there. Why is this not infinite? Is it because of that? There we go. Yes, this should be good. This is infinite. There we go. This should start a chain reaction now. And that should start more and more of those chain reactions. Yeah, look at that. That is what I mean. I apparently cannot pronounce it all that well, but it's happening. So that's the part that matters. All the way to this area here. And now, oh, almost. All of this is waterified. Nice. There we go. Cool. And then we do the same for the next layer. So we go here. Let's see, let's create the water infinity first of all here, of course. There we go. Nice. And what layer are we doing even? This one. There we go. Now I can just kind of start going along these edges here. And I believe just doing it like this will make it follow me basically all the way around. This is apparently working quite well. I mean, look at that. I'm like the reverse Moses here. Closing in the water. Look at that. That looks quite cool. Whoa! Is it gonna fill in everything? No, not just everything yet, I suppose. There's probably gonna be some gap here still. We just gotta find where exactly is this gap coming from. There has to be something wrong. There we go. This is where it's wrong. Boom. And now it should actually close on itself if I just update it. Right? No. Something is wrong here. I don't understand what is though. Oh. This here is... How? Oh, that did it. Okay, that's quite funny how that just happened. There we go. That's now fixed. Oh, I'm gliding. So there's still a little hole here. It's interesting. And I just fixed it with this, I think. Yeah, that did most of it. Nice! We did it! We did it! Okay, now let's see how all of that looks. Oh, that looks actually pretty good. That looks just good. Oh, I'm so happy with that. I think this needs to be covered up still though. We do want some stone in there. Oh, ooh, we did miss a spot with the water. That's so crazy how tricky this is. Is it just because of that? It almost was as well. Okay, this is probably... I see. I know how to fix this. This ought to have done it. Oh no, it didn't. Oh, maybe it needs some more water on top of it. What on earth? That did it. Nice, 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 nice. All except for this one. There we go. Don't really know how that is even possible, but whatever. Okay, so as I was saying, I think we still need some stone right here to cover up that bit of dirt. Because we really don't want any dirt to be showing unless it's on top of the stone. Because that's just not the vibe that we have created now, right? So I just need to cover this up. And then once again we have a little inham here with the dirt. That is completely fine. That actually looks cool. We have that on the other area as well. So that's cool. But do I want to cut into this? Ooh, maybe I should at some point. I don't really know how I want to make this part of the ravine yet though. So maybe we'll have to wait and see that. But this, I like this. I think I've done a pretty good job of terraforming this right here. Let's make a little screenshot of it for today. Yeah, I am actually quite proud with how this turned out, so to say. I'm quite proud of how it turned out. Let's just say it like that. Yeah, I like it. It's terraformed in a good way, and the sand actually brought it home. I think the sand was a really good idea. Not just all making it dirt, but actually allowing a bit of sand in there really just makes it look that much better. Now the next part is going to be this side of the cliff. We're going to just cut it into here, and then it will all of a sudden be land. So kind of like it's doing right here, right? Like it's quite high here. And you just got to imagine that from this point forward, instead of it being like this, it's like this. So this will be here, so that wall will come to here, and then it will just be normal, more normal stuff like that. That is the way I am planning on making this part look, and I think it should be quite easy to do if I play it smart, so to say. Just gotta play it smart, and all the way around will be a bit tricky, but that's fine. That is completely fine. Yeah, I mean, just to see how this will look all in all, but I think I've already done a pretty good job with this little... Like, look at that. That looks cool. That actually looks cool. I want that to be looking like that as well. Just because how good it now actually looks. Oh yeah, that's over there. Like, that actually looks pretty sick. I'm so happy with that. Okay, nice. I also really just want that effect over there as well, because I think it will look so cool. And if I can actually make that ravine or the cave area, so to say, almost, that would be sick. I actually really would love that. But yeah, it will be tricky, but hey, I'm happy with my first little terraforming job I've done in a long time. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Anyway, I'm gonna end the episode right here. It's about time. I do hope you all enjoyed it. Next episode we might actually continue on with building a bit on the castle. Maybe I will do more terraforming. I haven't made up my mind just yet, but you will have to wait to see, I guess. Anyway, hope you all enjoy it. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. So for now, goodbye.